Well, hello to you, sweet co-op friends. Today we are doing a project that I have been wanting to do for a very long time, and it is chalk pastel Northern Lights. And let's see, do I have one of my samples here? No, of course, that's okay because we're going to make it together. So one thing that you will find in your kit like that, is inside you will find two black pieces of paper. One like this, two black pieces. One of them I want you to put aside, and one of them I want you to put on a tray that you have that's covered. And it needs to be covered because we're going to make a little bit of a mess with the chalk pastels. We'll make a lot of chalk dust. The other paper that's folded in half is a white piece. Just put that aside with the black piece, with the other spare black piece. And then notice that you have another piece of paper, and this one is one that's already cut out into a shape. What I want you to do is I just want you to set it onto your black paper. Have one side be on the front and one side be on the back for now. Okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to get a little bit of tape, right? And I want you to, let's see, tape it down to the backdrop, if you could. I'm going to do a little bit of taping it onto the backdrop. Okay? And then we're going to flip it over. It's going to be like that. It's going to be upside down. Okay? All right. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to get some of your chalk pastels. Now yours are in a little bag, and inside of that bag is, no, actually yours are not in a little bag. Yours are in a little container. But mine are on the set. So I'm going to use mine from the set. You're going to use yours from the container, and you're going to use a variety of colors. You're going to use a little of each color that you have. Okay? So I'm going to start with yellow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just color backwards. I'm going to color backwards, and I'm going to make some lines. And I'm going to do it right on that line. First I'm going to make it on the line, like that. And then I'm going to make it kind of long, like that. Now I'm going to try hard not to get underneath this white paper. Okay? And you could blow on it so it pushes it off of your page backwards, upside down. And then you're going to get the next color, and you're going to do the same. You're going to go away from your mountain. Now if you want a sharp, crisp edge, you can make it be right on your mountain too. But just on top of it instead of underneath it. And you're just going to go like that too, and you're going to just make it nice and thick. Okay? And then you're going to get the next color, and you're going to do the same. You're just going to keep doing that. Now again, if you want nice crisp edges, you can do it right on the edge, but make sure it doesn't go under too much. Okay? And you're just going to color it in. Keep it on the top of the white mountain. But don't worry, because you have a nice clean one underneath this page that you're going to get to use. And you're just going to keep going. You're going to add each color that you want to add next. You do it in whatever order you want. You could do it in the color of the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Or you could do it any gosh darn way that you'd like. You could make it in big, thick sections or mild sections. They don't have to be huge. You can have them be smaller sections. That looks really beautiful as well. And I'm going to just make a little crisp edge right there. You could even, since it's taped to your page, it's good because you won't have to worry too much about it jumping around too much. Right? Okay, so there's that. Now, if you want to go ahead and add a little bit more color in a couple places, like I'd like to add a few different shades of some of the colors that I have. I think I'm going to add a little bit of more yellow onto the orange. I might just kind of go like that. See, it changes the color slightly, and that's beautiful too. Now you're going to notice that your fingers might be getting a little bit dirty, and that's why it's always a good idea to have a wet paper towel or something nearby. I just wiped mine on my jeans. I did, because I did not have a piece of paper nearby, or a wet paper towel nearby, as I suggest for you to do. Now I'm going to add a little bit of this lighter color, blue here. Just so it blends a little bit. And then maybe a little something on the red. What should I do? A little orange on the red? See what happens if I do a little orange on the red. Does it make it a little bit of a darker orange? Yeah, I think that's about how I'd like it. Okay. So the next thing I want you to do, let me scoot it back a little so you can see it even better. So I'm going to open up my little bag that has Q-tips and paper and cotton balls in there. I'm just going to take out one cotton ball for now, and I'm going to start with the lightest color, with the yellow. I think I'm going to do the yellow first. And then I'm going to do the green. And then I'm going to do each one. I'm going to do it a little bit back and forth, a little bit. You're going to kind of push on it so it goes out off of your page, okay? Okay, and now I'm going to put it down and shake it off as much as possible, and then turn it around. Right? Now watch. This is the fun part. This is the cool part. Right now you're going to notice that there's some white on your mountain, right? Make sure your hands are not dirty. If you could wipe them down right now, that would be really good. In fact, I might even do that myself. I'm going to do that because it's important. Oh, and I noticed the one that I was trying to show you earlier. It's just that I didn't glue the little trees down yet. But see that one? That's the one I did earlier. Now, one of the things that you could do before you do this next part that I was going to show you. Actually, no, I'm not going to show you that right now because I just washed my hands. But I'm going to have you untape it from the back page. And you're going to remember that you have that other part of the white, right? And you need that other part of the white because you'll see that on your black it has a little bit of it. It'll have some remnants of this color. Now you don't have to use the white at all if you don't want. You could keep it black and try to get that black off of there if you want. But one of the things I'm going to have you do instead is I'm going to have you fold your white page backwards, okay? You fold it backwards, this side is going to be on the back now, and this side is going to be on the front. This nice, fresh, clean side, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to glue that side. You're going to glue it on, and I have some glue right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do it right along the edge. I'm just going to go right along the edge as much as possible. Not too close. Not too close, because I definitely want to pull it down a little bit, because I kind of want a little bit of that black to show. And it's okay if it's a little bit longer than your black page, if you want that part to show as well. Just a little bit I wanted it to show right at the tippy top. Now you will notice some of it might come out, and you might get chalk on this fresh new white. And that's okay if you do, but hopefully you won't get too much on there. Now what I want you to do is just decorate your page, okay? So you will also notice in your bag that you have some black. Let's see. You have a little container that has some snowflakes and some stars. Okay, and I want you to decorate your page with that. Now, one other thing that I gave you was some Q-tips with some white paint. And you could use the white paint and splatter it on there if you want, and it could be snowflake falling. Or you could do it with some glue. You can add little dots of glue, and then you could use these very special little, I have these real special stars inside of that container that I would love for you to decorate your picture with. So it's up to you. You can either use the white paint, or you could use, and I'm just going to do dot, dot, not a lot, in several places. Like this is going to be for the first tree. I'm just going to add it right there. And you could, they're all different sizes, so you could do it however you'd like. You could distance them a lot, or you could distance them a little bit. That part's up to you. But have the black part touching the black part of the picture, if you could. And there's going to be some that are shorter and some that are taller. So just notice that part. And it doesn't have to be perfectly flat on there, because trees are not always perfectly flat. I think I need a taller one there. Okay. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way on these mountains. I did a little bit of a longer one there, but that's okay. Okay, and I know that you're noticing a little glue sticking out, and that's okay because it's going to dry clear. Just make sure that you put enough glue for the right size tree that you have. If you have little teeny trees, you maybe just have 2 dots. And that is going to be it for the tree part, because the rest of the part is going to be about putting on some stars and some snowflakes. And you could even, if you want, you could even do something in the snow. You can decorate the snow. You can put a snowman in there or anything you want. You could put more trees. You can add more trees. You can even make them white if you want. You can make them green. I think I'm going to add, but I'm going to do a couple over here. But I'm going to sort of put them underneath the hill a little bit. I'm just going to lift it slightly. Okay, so now for some of my stars and my snowflakes. I'm going to push these down. One thing that you can do, if you have a nice clean, when you have a nice clean, actually, let me get a nice clean scratch bead. Hold on. You can use a nice clean scratch page, and you can just put it down on here, and you could just kind of flatten everything. And make sure it's one that is very clean, because you don't want your nice white hill to get full of color. And then set that aside. Okay, so now I have a choice. I can either add some of that white paint that was sent home with you, or I can add little spots of glue and add those really beautiful stars. If you look inside of that bag, you will see what stars I'm talking about. They're just lovely. It's like a little bit of glitter and little mini stars. They're so small and cute. I'm afraid it's going to make a very big dot. I knew it was coming. I think I will put my snowflake there. You can have some be on the trees, or you can use that for a little bit of snow. But I'm just putting it all around. Anywhere that I want it to look like snow is falling. or that where there's stars in the air. I'm starting with the stars because once the paint is on there, it'll be harder, a little bit harder. So I wanted to do this first. Okay, so these are going to be stars, and then the white paint is going to be snowflakes, and then, but I want the stars to be able to be separate from the snowflakes, from the white paint snowflakes. Now there are with your trees, excuse me, there are with your stars some other snowflakes that you could use that are going to be different than the white paint. There's some that are a little bit larger, and you're welcome to use those anywhere you want. But those will need to be glued also. Oops, I dropped that one too soon, so I guess I'm going to slide it over. And then I want to maybe put another snowflake here. Another big one here. I'm putting all the big ones down first because they're the ones that are on top of the little stars that I was telling you about. Now the stars are so precious, but they do make it a little bit challenging because they're so small and then they just want to go everywhere. But try to reserve them for your beautiful picture if you could. If you could drop one on each little dot, that would be the best way. And the only way to do that is to kind of get it on your finger. And then as soon as it touches the glue, it sticks to it. It almost sticks to it immediately, see? So then you just get a few more, and then you're going to try and touch each dot if you could. Now there's another way you could do this if you want. If it's too hard to do it that way, see, like I do it until there's none left on my fingers. So I'm trying to just put one on each little dot if possible. Now it may not work perfectly to do it that way, and that's okay if it doesn't. If you would rather just pour it onto your page and dump it onto your page and then shake it, that could work too. The only problem with that is that you might lose some of the stars doing it that way. Okay. This is a beautiful project. There's really, in the world, there are northern lights, and they look kind of like this, and they are so gorgeous. And I wished we lived nearer to be able to view these in our own starry skies. But someday you may get to see this in real life. Okay. Almost done with this part. And if you touch it and you have lots of stars on your finger when you touch it, that's okay, because there could be clusters of stars on your picture. Okay? So that's okay. All right, so I still have a lot of stars left, but I just want to make sure that I've touched every single little dot that I made of glue. I think I have so far. I might end up with a couple stars in a few of these dots. But they're really lovely stars. I love them, and I'm so happy to share them with you. I hope that you will enjoy them as well. Okay, so there's that so far. I'm putting the lid back on so it doesn't spill, because they are just so fragile. It will fall, they will spill and splatter all over the place. And I found a couple of them on my jeans, so I am picking them up and adding them to one of those dots. Okay, so there's that so far. And now, if I want to add, oops, I got chalk on the table. So if I want to add some of that paint, this would be the time to do it. But try not to do it on your stars, right? The stars are just so beautiful. So just try to do it real small dots if you can, but just in a few spots wherever there's not a star. Okay? And this part you can add as much of this since this is supposed to be snow, you could even do it on the tops of trees if you want. You could do it on the trees, little dots on the trees. Big dots, little dots, any way you want. Just do a little variety however you feel like it. And then after that, of course, you're just going to let it dry, right? Just going to do dots everywhere. And like I said, if you feel like making a snowman, you can even do that with paint, or you can do it with some cutout papers. Do it with cotton balls. Anything you would like. I believe the paper is a different white than the white that I have here, so maybe I'll even make one with white paint just to show you what I mean. Sometimes when you make a snowman, you make the bottom biggest, and then you make a little medium size for the middle, and a little smaller one for the top, for the head. And I think what I'll do is I'll leave it like that to dry. I don't know if you could see that part. Can you see that part? See, look, there it is. You could see it like that when I hold it like that. But believe it or not, I did a little snowman. I think I'm going to do one way over here as well. And like I said, later when it dries, I will add, who knows, maybe I'll add a hat to the snowman. Maybe I'll add a carrot nose. Maybe some stick arms. And that's it for now, though. I think this is all that you need to know for this project. Thank you, and I hope to see it soon. Maybe you will show it to us at Friday's Circle. Okay, there it is. Your chalk pastel Northern Lights. Let's just double check and see if you could see the snowmen at some point. There they are. The started snowmen. They're not done yet. But that's the project for this week. See, and here's, like I said earlier, here's another one that I had started, but it's not all taped. See, and this is how it ends up. This is what it looks like when you have the other page still attached on the back. See? This is how it will look when you're doing it. It will be messy like that, and that's okay. All right? Just so you know. And there it is, our Northern Lights. All right. Love you, friends. I hope that you enjoy doing this project. Okay. Bye.